In this last video on the exercises, I want to show you how I warm up and practice my boom chick fingerstyle technique with some picking patterns. And all great fingerstyle guitar players and teachers that I've come across are teaching picking patterns and recommend people to do that. At first I thought that this is something that you just do when you're starting out as a beginner to get started in this style. But I've learned that this is something that's always good to practice and improve on, so that in that way you can really get it to be second nature and build that wonderful fluent flow of the thumb while the fingers are picking out melodies and harmonies beautifully and effortlessly. I will now demonstrate the exercise, and afterwards we will talk about it. As you can see, I'm doing quite a lot of different things here, and that's because I also want this picking pattern exercise to be like cross-training. So my goal is to build good muscle memory for all these different kinds of movements, while I'm keeping that same sense of flowing motion going to the thumb. And at first I'm kind of spelling out the entire chords in a few different ways. And then afterwards I'm more like breaking up the chords and playing individual notes with the fingers. I'm playing on the beat and off the beat using syncopation in a few different ways. And in that way I'm trying to really train the thumb to keep going steady no matter what's going on. And inconsistency in the thumb is something that I've struggled a lot with after all those years of ineffective practice. But I find that this picking pattern exercise really helps fixing that problem, though I still have quite a lot of work ahead of me, as you can see. Again, always remember your good habits that we went over in video 2, and then repeat those qualities that we've been talking about in the previous videos. I just have a few quick tips here that I want to point out to you regarding practicing this technique. So the first thing is that it's a good idea to angle your thumb a little bit in this way when you're doing it versus just keeping it very straight, because that helps you playing down on the strings a little bit more easily, and it gives a smoother sound. And also once you get used to it, it helps you to get that flow going. The other thing is that the movement of the right hand should kind of feel like it's coming all the way up from the right forearm, and then from a motion of the wrist rocking back and forth a little bit with the flow. So what you don't want to feel is that you have an all stiff right arm all the way down to the hand, and then it's only the fingers doing the moves. And this is also another thing that helps you keep that flow going. Like the entire right arm should kind of, and the body in general, should kind of feel like it's dancing a little bit along with the flow. And these are some very valuable things that Brooks Robertson has pointed out to me in a lesson. You can choose to just start out with a few of the patterns that I showed you and then build it up as you go. That would depend on your level of skill and how new you are to this. If you are very new to this, I really don't recommend you to get overwhelmed with too much. Then you should just start out very simple and focus on getting that flow going with the thumb. And then you can add on with the fingers little by little as you go. But it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of work to get used to playing in this style. It's not that easy, at least I don't think so. When I demonstrated the exercise, I was doing it over a simple chord progression, but you can do this over any chord progression that you like, or you can choose to just stay on one chord, or do it on open strings. If you do it on open strings only, or just staying on one chord, you get to put more attention into what the right hand is doing, and I think that's a good thing, because this is really a picking pattern exercise, so it's mainly a right hand exercise. That's how I see it. But of course you also want to get used to doing this while there are things going on with the left hand. But generally I think it's a good idea to isolate technical problems that you're working on with your technique. So I like to go back down every now and then and just practice this on open strings to really get to focus on the right hand. Once you start to get the hang of this, you can start to add challenge by working on different dynamics, grooves, feels, and timing and tempo. So some tunes need a very light touch with the thumb, which Chet Atkins was known to have, and other tunes need a more heavy thumb in more of a Merle Travis style. And you might also want to practice this not muting the bass, but just playing really, really gently with the thumb and still trying to get that melody through with the fingers without having the bass being muted. Because some tunes do that also, like for example Tommy Emmanuel's Dixie McGuire in the A section. That's with not muted bass, and then with the B section he digs in with the thumb and mutes the bass. And this is a tune that I've been working on lately, so this is something I had to practice. And I find that really, really challenging, because I'm playing with the flesh of my fingers, and the pick is a lot harder than the flesh. So it takes a lot of control to have that very light thumb going while digging in with the fingers to get the melody forward. So these are all things that you have to practice, but practice what you need. That's the advice of Tommy Emmanuel. Finally, I just want to recommend a great boom chick picking pattern workout that I'm not going to show you here, but I'll just guide you straight to it, because it's here on YouTube, taught by Brooks Robertson. And that's kind of like a mini course boom chick picking pattern workout, where he's teaching some of the things that he learned from his mentor, Buster B. Jones. And it's a little bit more advanced than what I just showed you here, because there's more bar chords and a lot more changes. And there's also like a Jerry Reed lick in there. But I think that this is a great workout that also practices your left hand and the coordination a lot. So if you're a little bit more advanced player, I really recommend you to go check out that course. I still use it a lot in my practice routine, and I find that it's a great workout. I'll leave the link to it down in the description below. So that was the last video on the warm-up exercises that I wanted to show you, and thank you very much for watching these videos and for doing this course. And if you liked it and found it useful, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to support my channel. And then lastly, we just have a conclusion video where I will connect everything in terms of how I have chosen to put my warm-up routine together, so that maybe you can use that as inspiration for how you want to do it yourself. And also I'll be sharing a few ways and ideas to think about this that I think are powerful and that might be helpful to you. So I'll see you there.